Okay, so this video is all about bat medicine. You heard me, real left field, bat medicine. But is it though? Is it though? Because what I'm going to break down to you with this powerful bat medicine that is all around, it is so in alignment with the Lionsgate portal. I'm sorry, but my dad jokes always come out. And it's the one joke that I actually never change. So it makes it even more of a dad joke because I say it every time and have a little laugh to myself. Anyway, so this is what it's all about, intuition. In fact, my word of the week, or actually the month of August, because it's all about this huge transformation. You know, your reality is changing because your seat of power is shifting because you're facing the darkness. You know, we're really going there now, and it literally is crashing down around our ears, which means there's a brand new crystal clarity vision being bestowed upon us. You know, finally we're wiping the sleep out of our eyes and we can actually see clean line of sight, which means if you can see more clearly, then you know, you have to manifest from the highest timeline. So if your sight is, your vision is clouded, then how can you manifest anything if you can't vision it? So that's the first line. I always talk about it with Heka. It's the first line that we go to. It's the first section. It's the first portal we move through, which is like Sia, Hu, and Heka. Sia is the god of vision, perception, right? So everything is up here right now. Physical purging. We're talking about like pneumonia, heart, infections, flus, and it's all up here. Throat, ears, and also headaches, really bad migraines, of which I've been having. So that is where we're at. So this is very much the third eye realm right now. So we're all about perception and senses and channeling and, you know, our lines of communication and everything like that to do with spirit. You know, it's being cleaned up. So of course, if that's going down, then of course it's going to affect the solar plexus, which is Sekhmet's chakra. You know, I'm all about Sekhmet, but it's her chakra. Solar is obviously sun, and that is all to do with, like, you know, sort of like the masculine, the death, the shadow, everything coming into alignment with one another. So third eye and solar plexus. So of course, when we change how we see and how we vision, it's going to affect your seat of power, which comes from the solar plexus, right? So the two are married. These two are very much going hand in hand. A lot of us have had stomach issues and things like that. So now you know why. So now let's bring the bat medicine back in, because I got lots to share with this, because I've always been connected to bat medicine, and quite frankly I could cuddle those little guys because we get big ones in Africa. And when I lived out in the bush in Zimbabwe, you know, they used to fly in the house and hang off my armchair, off my seat, and I was never bothered by them. And I was always quite perplexed that people thought that I was absolute freak that I loved bats. But I mean, honestly, don't get me on spiders though, that's a different story. But bats, I've always had an affiliation with them, right? Now bats represent transformation, initiation. Okay, I've got a whole list here because there's a lot. It's about letting go, it's about initiation, transition, freedom from fear, that's a big one, communication, community, right, rebirth. I mean, they're really big medicine. And let's talk about bats now, because the reason I brought the whole third eye thing in is because with bats, they have a very bad eyesight. So of course their senses are absolutely heightened. You know, they're very powerful because they have their sonar, you know, their frequencies where they can sense and feel through those big old ears, and obviously the energy in their wings. It's super sensitive, so they can pick up stuff in the night, so they can hunt. So they might not have good eyes, but they have good senses, right? And that's kind of where we're at. And I don't know about you, talking physical again, my eyesight has been absolutely terrible. And so the physical eyesight is going, but my seership is really like, you know, it's powered up, right? So there's all these physical and energetic things going on to do with this. So our senses of being able to walk through the darkness confidently is really ramping up now. And, you know, let's bring Sekhmet into it now. She's the dark mother, Kali, Lilith, whoever you want to equate to the dark mothers. They're the ones that are moving us, walking us confidently in their held in their arms and just saying, don't worry, we got you, because now we've agreed to look at the darkness, because we're a little bit intimidated by it, we shan't lie, but we're willing to go there now. And that's what's happening, and that's why Lionsgate is coming so powerfully. So there's all these moving parts. So prepare for change. We are now in the realms, Lionsgate's tomorrow, and we are now in the realms of rapid transformation. Rapid. I mean, really, it's like before we were kind of like rowing our boat just trying to get a bit traction there, and you've got like several of you in the boat, and Larry at the back has fallen asleep and dropped his all oars in the water, and you're like, why is this so hard, this boat? And nobody's really working together. And now all of a sudden, like, we don't need to worry about Larry. All of a sudden, the water's picked up, okay? The river's got a lot stronger, and the water rapids, we're going. So we don't have to row anymore. Now we just need to hold on for dear life as we go through the water rapids, knowing that once we've gone through that transition at the end, it will just all span out to a calm stretch of water where we're all just like, and rest on the banks. That's the truth of what's going on right now. So yeah, so we're there. We're all there. So we're facing our fears and the darkness. So that is why bat medicine is up front and center. Okay. Now I just want to like share my stories to do with why I am sharing the bat medicine with you now. I'm going to rewind a little bit here. So before I went to Egypt, I went to Egypt on beginning of May, but before I went, it was actually April here, and it's very, very hot weather in this office, okay? Now, my door had been shut all morning. Nobody had been in and out. Even the dogs hadn't come in. There are no holes in the ceiling, nothing where there's any crevices, nothing. And I've literally lived in this office for 5 years creating. Nothing's going on, and it's a hot day. So I get up from my chair. This is just before I go to Egypt. I turn around, look on the floor, and there is a bat, okay? And I'm going to now show you the picture of the bat. It should come up on your screen now. No lies. That was my office floor, okay? So this little bat is right behind my chair here, and I get up and I nearly tread on it, and I'm like, oh my God. No cats here, because when it's hot here in the summer, they just like leopards, they hang in the trees, you know, and then like no animals. So what is that about? So anyway, I saved this little bat. I went and gave it some water and everything like that because it was dying in the heat, and I don't even know where it came from. So that was very much a gift from spirit. So that was very much gifting from the bat medicine, right? And then didn't think anything of that. Then we go to Egypt, all right? So now, hope you get comfy because this is story time. So now we go to Egypt, right? And we are in the Great Pyramid. So picture the scene. When you are actually when you come on the Tablets of Light tour with me, we are crawling through tunnels. So we're going to the subterranean chamber, which is a very, very long tunnel, gets very, very narrow, and you climb underground. So you're essentially going into the womb, right? This is very significant, the womb. So I always start with my group because we have our private visit where we go down to the first chamber, middle chamber, but then the upper chamber is our other main focus as well. But we go down first. The womb, the darkness is essentially the place we go, or I take my group for rebirth. That's what we're doing, to go and die and resurrect. So as we're kind of like done our thing in the chamber, we're now climbing up. So I have all of my group in front of me. You can barely see past each other, but you're climbing. I've got my drum on my back. I mean, we're just trying to get up this huge tunnel. All of a sudden I hear everybody going, oh my God. And then this bat, I didn't know it was a bat, comes flying down, ricocheting off everybody. My son is in front of me. He ducks it. I look up, and I'm not lying, but I get double wing slapped by this bat. Bah! Not lying, in my face. And he literally gave me a big fat love around my cheeks like that. And I shook my face and I was like, what was that? And Bevan, my son, was like, Mom, that was a bat. And I was like, holy moly. So eventually, once we finished at the Great Pyramid, I walk out of the Great Pyramid. And just as I'm leaving, this bat flies me. I had to duck. And I was like, what in the bejesus bats is going on here? So anyway, left that as that. Thought it was all quite funny. I was like, but that's profound. Coming up from the womb, rebirth, transformation, all of the things. I was like, So anyway, we now go to, this is like flash forward towards the end of the tour. So now we've gone through so much medicine. We've gone through so much transformation. We now get to the Isis temple. Now, bearing in mind, we go in there really, really early. So the sun hasn't risen yet. It's dark. So I have all of my group behind me, and I'm walking into the Holy of Holies. It's very sacred. The energy is very, very high in there, and it's pitch black. So I just have like a torch in my hand. So we're like walking in. And as I walk in, there's a couple of chambers before you get to the Holy of Holies. So before I enter the Holy of Holies, just to gather my breath, and my group is kind of with me behind me, I hold the torch up And I look up and there is a swirl, like something out of Agents of Marvel or a Batman movie. They swirled around us and I was holding my torch up and it was like I was commanding them. I was like, this looks really cool. Cue the bats. But honestly, legit, that's what was happening. And they were swarming. And as they were coming down the bat medicine, I just felt so one with them, not fearful at all. So I held my arm up here and they swirled around. And then they did, a few of them went into the Holy of Holies, did 2 laps of there and then flew out as if to say, you are welcome. And in we walked and we were like, did you see that? That was incredible. So now, like, you know, having come back now to, you know, from Egypt, and then I go to Avalon and it was all walking with Morgan Le Fay and all the Dark Mothers and Ceridwen. Ceridwen is like the Avalonian opposite or the same as Sekhmet. She's a Dark Mother. She's all about alchemy and everything like that, but she's got a big old cauldron. So of course the bat energy has become closer and closer and closer and more of me. And what I get for myself, obviously I get for you because we're one. So whatever's going on this side is going to be going on your side, and this is going to make sense to you. So some of you might feel compelled to actually work with the bat medicine. Some of you may just actually feel like, oh, this is interesting. And you're receiving codes, you're receiving the wisdoms, you're receiving my sharing. So of course, the energy of that will be going into your being anyway, just by you sitting watching this video. But if you feel called to work with the bat medicine, you know, there are so many ways that you can do that. And I mean, like when you're sitting with Sekhmet and you're doing your meditations, call in the bats, call in the bat medicine with her. And I'm going to give you a bit of an idea on how to really go deep into your own meditations and your journeys, just to kind of like, you know, because at some point, like, you know, it's a wonderful thing to follow Marie's meditations and guidance and everything like that, and other people's, but there's nothing more powerful than you just letting your energy run once you go through the portal of working with Sekhmet or whatever, and then just letting your imagination run wild, which is essentially channel, and calling the bats in, and then just see where you're taken. This is a shamanic journey. So I'm going to open the portal for you. Actually, I keep doing this, actually, doing little meditations at the end. But I'm going to open the portal essentially for you. I'm doing a live tomorrow, actually, for Lionsgate Portal. So for those of you that want to join me, 5 p.m. Central Africa time, come and join me. Otherwise, you know, just get it later. But I'm going to do a little bit of bat medicine with Sekhmet. But for now, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to open the portal for you so you can get the idea of what I'm saying, just bringing your own frequencies in, right? So closing your eyes. Okay, take some nice big deep breaths in. In this case, I usually do 3 big deep breaths. 3 really, really big deep breaths brings you into your consciousness, brings you back to your I am presence. So just as I'm talking, taking 3 really big deep breaths. And now, bringing your energy and your focus in through your heart, allowing the breath to open that heart portal, which is your place of travel. Each breath you take, inhale, opens your heart portal. Each exhale, feel yourself moving deeply within. And as you enter into your own inner cosmos, you find yourself just floating in your own inner world. Beautiful, expansive, planets, stars. This is your home. And this is the truth of who you are. Now in your mind's eye, visualize yourself walking barefoot on very stone floors. And as you look beneath your feet, they are dusty. You realize you're walking into a temple, a place you are very familiar with. And as you walk into this place, there is a frequency and energy that starts to stir within. This is a place of safety. But you know you are going to meet with the Dark Mother. This you do not fear, for this is your power. As you take your steps tentatively to this place, where you will be met by Mother Sekhmet, you are aware of the fire lanterns on the wall, flickering, dancing, making shadows. Your eyes playing tricks on you. Or are they? And as you walk in to her chamber, you bow your head in honor, for this is Sekhmet. First of all, she appears in her stone statue self. Do not get it mistaken that she is just not as powerful in this form. And as you bow your head and you give your love and blessings and gratitude to the mother, you are prompted by her to raise your head. And here she stands in physical form. A gentle growl on her breath. And as you stand there, eye to eye, heart to heart, in this very dimly lit chamber, like a dark womb, you look above you, and she has raised her paw. And as she circles her paw above, there is a flurry of dark, what seems smoke. And as you look closely, this is not smoke. This is the energy and frequency and the medicine of the bat. And they start to swirl all around you, creating a vortex, creating energy. You do not flinch, you are not fearful. And as this space opens to you now, as you stand before Mother Sekhmet, as the bats, they race around you, they are conjuring up something that you need to know. Insight, intuition. What is it that you fear? What is it that holds you back? What is it that blocks your rapid transformation? The bats, they swirl. Sekhmet, she growls. The space is open for you to receive guidance. And now, because this is just a short introduction for you to revisit other times, taking a nice big deep breath. Oh, I could have gone there then. Let's just save it for tomorrow, shall we? But that, my dears, is an example on how you can let your imagination just fly with the bats and Sekhmet, and you will be taken to a portal, because everything is always a portal and everything is always an opening to spirit, which is you. And that is how you can work with bats. I don't know. Maybe you will go to another temple. Maybe Sekhmet won't be there. Maybe you just call in the bats. Who knows? Maybe you'll be in a cave. But you see what I'm saying? That's how you work with the bat medicine. And then I encourage you to journal as soon as you've closed on that space. And it doesn't even have to take that long. So that, my dears, is how you open the portals to this medicine. So yeah, play with that. Play with that. But thank you for receiving my knowledge, my wisdom, my storytelling of the bat medicine. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all on the live tomorrow. And tomorrow is launch day for the Tablets of Light Tour 2025. I've been quietly low-key talking about it, but I always launch my tour on the 8/8 portal since the get-go. So blessings from Sekhmet. So yeah, expect a whole bunch of videos from me. So tomorrow's big day. It's like exciting. So, you know, we always launch the Tablets of Light on the 8/8, in this case, 888 portal, because it's all about abundance. And if you are willing to receive it, then you will pitch up at the altar, and I'll be seeing you in Egypt. But anyway, tomorrow's a big day. Excited for it. But anyway, please receive this with my blessings and love. And thank you for always being here. And I'm going to send you lots of bat energy and medicine and a lot of peace. See you soon.